Have you ever heard of a popular children's story, Goldilocks and a Donkey? In a kingdom far west lived a golden horse. Traders and businessmen from different kingdoms made long journeys just to have a glimpse of him. This horse paid the king with his solid gold ship biscuits and in return got to live in the best of the grasslands of the kingdom with royal servants at his service. It was a horse's paradise. But one day a donkey lost his way to this private paradise. He was starving, but just before he could snack on those heavenly blades of grass, he was interrupted by the golden horse and then humiliated for how he was just a dumb little insignificant donkey. How nobody wanted to see him, how he was useless and undeserving. The horse crossed a line there, and I hate it when somebody does that. I avoid getting personal in my videos until and unless absolutely necessary. And I never wanted to do a video on Gadar 2, but then I came across this.
React in one word to the following. Film critics.
I don't think we need them.
More than anybody else, Mr. Sunny Deol, your films need criticism. Did you ever study your filmography and pondered that if critics had something negative to say about your body of work, 90% of what has been garbage, you could have possibly benefited from the criticism. Of course, if you would have taken criticism sportingly. But man, oh man.
After Mr. Bachchan, do you think you're the most successful angry young man?
I think so.
It's in 1980, hypothetically, and you're making Gadar. Who would you cast in it? One good quality and perhaps not so good quality about the following people, about Shah Rukh.
What I didn't like about him is making the actors a commodity.
Akshay Kumar.
What I don't like about him is doing too many films.
Gadar 2 would still be as successful if you weren't a part of it.
I don't think so. I mean, Tara Singh is what Gadar is all about.
You are so full of yourself and shit that you didn't bat an eye before demeaning an important profession many educated and literate people and some buffoons are part of. A profession which is such a crucial part of the movie industry and journalism. People who play important roles in the world's biggest movie competitions such as Oscars, Golden Globes, BAFTAs and Emmys. Although maybe half of them are probably sellouts. People who bring small indie filmmakers into the limelight through their word of mouth. Although most of them won't do it because that won't attract eyeballs. People who attend various film festivals looking out for good stories and storytellers. And not just professional critics. Even average YouTubers giving their positive opinions about a movie adds on to its success. Be it RRR in the international circuit or Kantara in the domestic market. Professional, vocational or regular enthusiasts sharing their opinions across social media have impacted the success of such films. Last year itself, Godzilla -1 came to my notice from common YouTube critics. And it's probably being released in India now. A Japanese film which was released last year is getting a re-release in India. How do you think that happened? But for you,
I don't think we need them.
of course, you were served everything on a golden platter and fed whatever little success you have had in your career spanning for more than 3 decades with a diamond-studded platinum spoon.
God bless you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course, you don't need critics because good movies need critics, good artists need critics, good storytellers need critics. Not you. And such arrogance. For what? Gadar 2? A colossal piece of shit, a movie so bad I'd rather shove my head up a donkey's ass and stay there for the entire runtime of this film. A movie so bad that Nana Patekar refused to take credit for playing the narrator's role.
1947 विभाजन में हुए गदर में हजारों घर उजड़े.
Don't tell me this isn't his voice.
आ गए मेरी मौत का तमाशा देखने.
I checked twice and couldn't find anybody credited as narrator. And you can't really blame him for this. I mean, any credible artist with self-respect would have distanced himself from this horse shit.
Control.
But not Sunny Deol.
Gadar 2 would still be as successful if you weren't a part of it.
I don't think so. I mean, Tara Singh is what Gadar is all about.
So now we know who is to be blamed. It is almost a pointless film. The only valid point to justify its existence is that they wanted to cash in on current sentiments and Pakistan hate. Also, it was a perfect opportunity for Anil Sharma to relaunch this pathetic actor. This wannabe superstar. What's his name? Don't bother, nobody cares or remembers. He's the director's son and Gadar 2 will remain the only blockbuster he ever worked in. My bad. He was in the first part as well. It's unbelievable he has been acting since he was 8. I mean, he had more than a decade to figure out that he sucked at it and yet he chose to be an actor. If delusion was a person,
मैं बम्बई जाऊंगा एक्टर बनूंगा
he is so wannabe actor that in the film also he plays a wannabe actor.
मैं दुनिया नु कह रहा कि मेरा बेटा बड़ा बंदा बनूंगा, अफसर बनूंगा।
भाई साहब कुछ ज्यादा नहीं हो गया ये? मतलब कुछ भी।
But Tara Singh wants him to study and become an officer in the Indian forces. Wait a second, what the fuck are you reading? This idiot is reading the World Atlas. He doesn't even know what book to pick to fool his dad, and Tara Singh wants him to become an officer. And you know why Tara Singh wants him to become an officer? Because Tara believes he himself is a loser.
टाइम मेरा की होया? मैं ट्रक ड्राइवर बन गया ना।
Mind you, this loser truck driver owns a huge ass bungalow with a mountain view, an ambassador car. His son owns an 8mm camera, he buys a motorcycle as a birthday gift to his son, and all of this is happening in 1971. For reference, my family had one scooter back then and my grandfather was actually an officer in the Indian Air Force. On top of that, Tara's wife wears a ton of expensive makeup every fucking day. He is so rich that his wife's eyes turned from brown to blue in 2 decades. Do you have any idea how much it would have cost him to time travel to the 80s and get her cosmetic lenses? Commercial contact lenses were invented in the 80s, but our MILF is using them in the 70s. I mean, Tara's family expenditure would have come down to half if Sakina had died when she was sick. After that scene just before the interval where she was running around in the forest in the rain like a wild chimp suffering from asthma. But the film didn't have the balls to do it. That itself could have introduced an angle of revenge which they were desperately trying to shoehorn in with Amrish Puri's character's death. It was so fucking easy. Wannabe actor's mom, Angry Chimp's wife, is dead because of that one tone evil baldy. Go get your revenge. As it is, her character was useless in the second half. Better kill her off to fuel in more rage. Why was that not possible?
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid?
Coming back to the pointlessness of Gadar 2, it is the same story all over again. You know, the usual howling and growling Tara Singh trespasses to Pakistan, screams off half the Pakistani army to oblivion and brings back a trapped family member to India. And he's a fucking truck driver who is somehow more capable in combat situation than Indian soldiers.
तुसी तारा सिंह नु पहचानदे नहीं, दुश्मनां नु पूछो तारा सिंह कौन है?
मौत मुझे क्यों नहीं आ जाती है?
Yeah, fuck logic and test suspension of disbelief to the limits. Actually, Gadar 2 is not even at the same level. This horse shit is worse than the first one. At least in the first one, we had a villain that went through a character arc. Amrish Puri's character had a change of heart by the end. But here, we have this one-tone villain with no arc or strong motivations. In the first one, Amrish Puri's character wanted his beloved daughter back. I mean, there's some logical strong motivation for him to go the limits, but here in Gadar 2, the villain is evil just for the sake of it. Simping over Tara Singh and his family, and why?
अल्लाह के फजलो करम से आज तो मुझे मिल ही गया। कितना इंतजार करवाया तूने?
Oh, that's understandable. From the word go, the antagonist of this film felt forced. His motivations felt forced. In fact, in the beginning, he gets Amrish Puri's character killed. So if Tara Singh was such a badass, him actively taking revenge for the death of his father-in-law for his wife would have made more sense. But come on, I mean, who takes revenge for a father-in-law? Doesn't matter even if your wife is a bomb. And that to a Pakistani father-in-law. That is hard to buy into, and still it would have made more sense. And for some reason, this actor is obsessed with playing a Pakistani soldier in every fucking film. Wait a minute. Gadar 2 takes place in 1971. The villain Hamid Iqbal dies, but his son, who looks just like him, later joins the army, ranks up to army general, and in the events of Pathan in 2019, he plans an attack on India. Shit. Tara Singh can trespass anywhere, even the YRF spy universe. Also, the first Gadar had a lot of things going on in the first half that contributed to development of characters. Like Ameesha Patel's character Sakina was Muslim, educated and rich, who got separated from her family. She was saved by a sick, uneducated, poor truck driver with the help of a situationally necessary forceful marriage. It's a conflicting fish out of water situation. And then how she accepted her fate and adjusted to the situation, and then there was also their pre-partition past. Forget its treatment for a moment, but at least on paper, all of this made for a compelling first half. But character development in Gadar 2 is such a mess. First 30 minutes or so is full of hammy performances, pedestrian writing and comedy even a 3-year-old won't find funny. Oh, fuck off. I don't even remember when was the last time I cringed this hard. Not that the first Gadar was not a cringe fest, but that was the norm back in 2001. But man, oh man, instead of evolving as a filmmaker, Anil Sharma has devolved with Gadar 2. And imagine where the fans of this horseshit stand in the human evolution graph. Hey chimp, you wanna watch another angry chimp? Trust me, it's entertaining as fuck. Sound good? That will be $400, thank you. And this way they made 500 crores. No doubt, movies are monkey business. Everything about this film is a circus of stupidity. The film, along with its marketing and interviews of the people involved.
मेरा IQ बहुत high था. I had a very high IQ because school में मेरे उन्होंने टेस्ट किया था. My IQ was over 160 something it was.
Here he means combined IQ of all the Deols who came after Dharamji.
लोगों ने कहा यार VFX इतना खराब है. मैं सोचता हूँ यार लोग पागल हो गए. अरे कोई VFX किया ही नहीं है.
Right, those are the real doves and real lotuses, those are real buildings, and that's real Sunny Deol. Not just that, his expressions are wooden, his whole body is a plank of wood.
अभी भी मैं लिखना पढ़ने में मैं काफी words मेरे को कुछ और दिखते हैं. I don't know, but I'm not so fond of bonded script also.
You're not fond of...
I've never read a script.
You never read a script? He doesn't like reading.
Of course you don't. Have you seen your filmography? If you would have read the script of Gadar 2, even with your negative 160 IQ, you should have been able to sense its stupidity.
मैं हिंदुस्तान से नकली वीजा पासपोर्ट सब लेकर आया हूँ अपने पापा को ढूंढने. वो कोट लखपत जेल में कैद है बिना किसी वजह के, बिना किसी गुनाह के.
Yeah, right. His father killed at least a dozen Pakistani soldiers in that battle, and he is convincing a Pakistani that he did nothing wrong. Wow.
मुझे बचा लो यार. मेरा घर परिवार सब छूट गया. पुलिस वालों ने मुझे मार के बेहाल कर दिया. ये देख.
कुल्लू, तू ठीक हो जाएगा, पर मेरा जीते कितने हैं?
मौत मुझे क्यों नहीं आ जाती है?
Yeah, fuck you. I have my priorities, you see.
मार दूंगा हामिद इकबाल को.
No, he won't. Later he got a chance, but he didn't. Fucking big mouth.
जिसका बाप जिंदा हो उस बेटे को क्या फिक्र.
That is so meta. It's about time you start to worry because I don't think Daddy Anil Sharma has any other hit film in his filmography good enough for a sequel. This was your last shot, kid.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
What the fuck? And there was this one scene in the second half when this dumb father-son duo were looking for each other. That scene took a wild turn. Trust me, this Pakistani woman is a serial killer. She invites guests to her home, serves them food on fancy plates, kills whoever eats from her plates and then hangs those plates with the DNA of her victims on the wall as souvenirs. Haters gonna say it's bullshit, but then please explain that wall to me. This was the most gripping and tense moment in the entire film. This dumb fuck escaped only because he refused to eat on her plate. Man, that was close. And every fucking character in the film has super hearing ability. When nothing worked for the Dumb and Dumber father-son duo, they sang to each other and miraculously found each other by following each other's voices. Where is this coming from? 1970s? Oh, probably Anil Sharma was trying to be authentic, as we have come to learn from our films from the 70s that humans possessed special hearing abilities to achieve this in the 70s. And Gadar 2 is set in the 70s, hence... Damn, Anil Sharma is a misunderstood genius. I bet I can go on and on and on about this film for twice its runtime and its stupidity will not cease to amuse you. But you know what? I respect my time and I have already made my point. Oh wait, I totally forgot about the Goldilocks. So Goldilocks humiliates this donkey in front of all the traders and businessmen who had come to watch him from far off lands. The donkey looked around and then stared at the horse in his eyes, lowered his neck and ripped off a chunk of heavenly grass blades from the ground. While he chewed the grass, he yelled at the horse, "Hey Goldilocks, fuck you!" The crowd burst into laughter, the news spread, and the donkey began attracting double the viewers. All he did was abuse the golden horse, and millions of people flocked in to see him do that. The horse complained to the king and said that "I'm no more selling my gold shit biscuits to you if you don't drag off this abusive donkey out of my land." And the king replied, "Fuck you. The donkey is bringing in twice the business to my kingdom. Your shit biscuits are worthless, but you are not. Just stay with the donkey and keep doing your shit. We need you to continuously get abused by the donkey. That's the only way to stay relevant, Goldilocks." And yeah, that's how movie criticism works these days. Anyways, until the next video comes out, I guess fuck yourself.